First of all, before we begin, I apologize for how I sound. I probably sound a bit like Alphys because I have been crying. I've been slightly emotional as of late, but I'm feeling okay now. I got some more here. I've got my plushie. I've got my popcorn. I've got everything we need for a movie night. A movie night, of course, is an Undertale visual novel created by the wonderful Live for Love 136. You guys have heard that name before. You definitely should have, because I did a comic dub of some of her comics, which features Frisk and Sans. I believe I was like one of the first to dub her work. Either way, super duper excited. This has about 10 endings in total. It does contain some strong language, and as we know, YouTube does not like that language. So, again, we're going to go through this. I'm going to try to censor some things if need be. But you know me. Anyway, if you're excited for this, be sure to click that bell icon, because without it, you're not going to get notified when I'm going to be uploading more of this, which I'm going to be uploading more of. Be sure it's got lines either side. If it doesn't, it's not going to tell you, because that bell is very rude. On top of that, if you guys do want to see more, be sure to click the like button. That really does help me know, and definitely leave a comment. Okay, so I'm going to roll up my sleeves, and I'm ready for this adventure. Hope you are too. Let's go! Knock, knock. You hear soft steps coming closer from inside of the house. You can't help but let a small smile appear on your face. Well, yeah, because right now I'm in front of Sans and Papyrus' house. I haven't done this since, the last Undertale Let's Play. Even then, technically it was a bit more dreary because, we all went down the genocide route, but we're not going to talk about that right now. Nobody was seeing you, so it's fine. You've been looking forward to today for weeks now. You could allow yourself a little self-indulgence, You could let yourself go off and dream for a while, daydream. Think of the amazing fun you can have with this skeleton, depending which one opens the door. Hoping it's Sans, but I'm not going to turn it down if it's going to be Papyrus. Papyrus is always a gem to see. For all I know, it could be Undai. Actually, isn't I living with Sans and Papyrus right now? Because then that means I can't do anything. The door squeaks open just in time so that you don't give away how good you are, which is a good amount. Well, yes, because I get to go inside Sans and Papyrus' house again. Hopefully he's cleaned it up a bit and the dog isn't in the closet or is going to be in the tornado again. Hopefully as well they've moved that sock. You quickly get a hold of yourself right when the door opens. That little much needed time to let voices slip through. Oh, so there is, we can definitely hear some voices inside. That's good. I wonder if there's going to be like loads of people in there or just one person. Who's there? You had to restrain a giggle as you reply. Oh, please let this be Sans. Handsome? Handsome who? Handsome, help and hold the door open so that I can get through. You heard a snort from the other side of the door before seeing it finally open. Right, that confirms it has to be Sans. If it was any other couple of characters, they would definitely be like, especially Papyrus. Hey buddy, how's it going? Always nice to see Sans. Goofy face smiling at you. You haven't seen him in what, weeks, months? He will never fail to warm your heart. Hang on, where have you been? How come I haven't seen you in so long, Sans? Then again, he is quite lazy, so I wouldn't be surprised. He'd probably be sleeping. Except for now. Even Sans' big old grin could do nothing against the gilded air freezing your bones and biting your butt. Okay, so the super duper cold air outside is kind of a bit nippy. Sans, we need to go inside before we freeze ourselves to death out here. You, of course, don't need to worry so much. You are a skeleton. Was about to think you'd never show up. You'd ask if he was falling asleep. Maybe. Sans, you can't just fall asleep while we're outside. I'm sorry, Sans, but I literally just came here, told you a nice joke, and now you're going to fall asleep. What about me? I'm going to freeze outside. Can we at least go inside before you fall asleep? I mean, then again, if you fall asleep outside, you never know what some random strangers might do to you. I know, a fan base which kind of is all after your bones. Yes. That didn't surprise you. Sand often falls asleep. Let's see. Yeah, would have probably done the same. Isn't Papyrus home? It's his job to wake up your sleepy butt. Pops went to grab some snacks. Hard for you to imagine they didn't have any snacks in the house. Yeah, that's actually a good point. I'm surprised they don't have any snacks, but I guess somebody's been too lazy to go shopping, and on top of that, Papyrus would have cooked a lot of things, or maybe it's because they got Undyne living there. I mean, it's not like we're out. Called it. Just, you know how Pop is. Very cool, very great, likes to mess around with pans and stuff. When he knew you were coming, he ran outside shouting something about a surprise in the oven for you. Oh no. Sans, is this like a good surprise, a bad surprise? I'm just gonna say I'm full. I mean, I'm gonna tell Papyrus, like, oh, Papyrus, your food is just so delicious. I just can't eat it right now. I'm just full. My stomach is stuffed. I just can't. I'm sorry, but thank you. I appreciate it. You wanna know what? I love it so much. I'm gonna take it home as it is and just leave it there. And admire it for all eternity, especially if it's the spaghetti. Not his exact words, but I think you got the idea. The thought of Papyrus cooking specifically for you activates your flight or flight response. Indeed. You freeze for a second somehow, associating the most rational thing to do with faking death. I don't think that's going to work. I'm pretty sure he'll try to resuscitate you. He's Papyrus. He'd just be like, Undyne, I need your help. The human has passed out on the floor. What do I do? Simple, you do CPR. How do I do that, Undyne? And then of course you'll automatically wake up because I guarantee it's going to be super painful if Undyne is involved. After all, we all saw how she does cooking. The whole place goes on fire. Don't worry, just stick whatever it is in your pocket and then excuse yourself to the bathroom to flush it. That's really good sense, but at the same time you should be very ashamed of yourself actually telling me that. You're supposed to eat your food, but then again, it's Papyrus' special cooking. Just try to look as you're enjoying it, okay? Please, he's my brother. You need to at least pretend some. You slightly nodded. Besides, I have enough chips and snacks to feed a skeleton for weeks. You may die of food poisoning, but damn, I guarantee you won't starve today. Sans, that's not that reassuring. Thank you for confirming that I will most likely die from food poisoning. Thank you so much. That has reassured me. I'm still freezing my butt off outside. And now you're telling me I'm going to get food poisoning. What is up with that, Sans? Oh, so you said enough for a skeleton. What about a human? Okay, we're not going to starve today, but we're most likely going to die today. So it's don't starve. God, I love that game. Anyway, carrying on. Well, that's some kind of reassurance, at least. Not really. Come on now, my sleepy blood can't wait to sit itself on the couch. My butt can't wait to get inside the house right now, you know, because it's kind of freezing. The warmth of the house is nice on your skin after the cold outside breeze, especially after you're told outside for no reason, like idiots. Also, is that a bone on that shelf? And there's a bone there. It's spiffy. It's very cozy. I see a slip. Sans, what's your slipper doing on the floor? If it's not a sock, now it's a slip. Why is there a slipper on top of the unit as well? Sans, you have a lot of explaining to do. Do they have a bone snow globe? They do. Okay. Very bonely. I'm gonna shut up now. You happily take off your coat and scarf, finally free from the suffocating clutches of synthetic cotton. But wait, I'm confused. I thought I was cold outside. I guess at the same time I was suffocating from my clothes. But I'm fine with that. Sans lets gravity help him, settling on the couch. He rests his pink slippers on the nearby table, maintaining eye contact, and you thank heavens Papyrus isn't there to see him. Well, yeah, because he's just going to be like, Sans, get your feet off of the table. That's not where you put it. Put your slippers on the floor. And your feet too. That is not how we sit on the couch. And you'd be like, but Poppy. No but, Sans. Just do it. But don't even think about doing a pun, mister. Darn it. Make yourself at home. He gestures to you in your heavy coat. If you were at home, you just throw it behind you as soon as you enter the door. But you figured that would be rude, so you just settle for the clothes hanger, like over there. You're no fun. Sans, I'm sorry that I'm no fun, but I know for a fact that the moment I put that coat down on that floor, I guarantee, knowing my luck, Papyrus would walk through that door, and you know what Papyrus would do. I'm sorry. I get that I'm no fun, but at least I won't be caught in the act of being messy. I mean, it's enough for that from you. Just saying. You stick your tongue out at him. What? Can't just be an animal and drop my coat on the floor. That's mean. I'm literally calling Sans an animal when he's monster, so I'll just throw my coat at him. He is caught off guard as the heavy pile of fluff lands on his head, but he doesn't seem to regret teasing you. Good, there you go, mister. Just throw my coat wherever I want and I'll throw it at you. There we go, that's my response to you. Now you'll regret asking me to do that. You should have been more specific. Oh, that was kind of fun. Sans! You'll very proudly puff out your chest, declaring your victory. And don't do it again. Look at you. You are fun. So very fun. Where are we going with this? Truly the life of the party. Whoa, now don't let that go to your head, friendo. Oh, sounds fun. I've been friend-zoned already. Not that I mind. What, you started it? Carried away, you dropped yourself on the couch, laughing maniacally. Oh, great. Okay, so... There we go. That's literally what she's doing right now, or my character is. So, right now, I'm looking like an evil villain. Why am I looking like an evil villain? Have I taken anything? Kids, be careful. The cold air makes you go loopy. Carried away, you dropped yourself on the couch, laughing maniacally like you were the dungeon's master, ready to drop some absolute nonsense on you naive little players or something. Or drop another coat on Sans. Sans joins you slightly after with his Barton chuckle. He doesn't put it in as much energy as you, but you can appreciate the effort. Okay, so he's laughing along with me. Good. Now let's hope Papyrus doesn't come in, otherwise he's going to be like, Sans, human, are you both okay? You're kind of scaring me right now. Or is this some kind of new training? That's it! It must be a new training! How do I do? Not quite that training, Papyrus. And then your laughter dies down, and his too, because as much fun as it is, you know you can't just do it all evening. It would be inconvenient. How would you eat then? I don't know, some people technically eat and laugh at the same time. I've seen it done, in videos, I've seen it done in public, you know. It's possible. And tell me, do you really want to eat after what Sans told you? Sans literally confirmed. Papyrus has made you food. Do you really want to eat? I don't want to eat Papyrus's cookie. Please don't do this. What if my character dies? Is that an actual outcome? Is that an ending? Oh dear. And you two are left in a bubble of Slightly uncomfortable silence. Why are we uncomfortable? Oh dear, that's not good. Why are we uncomfortable? But against everything you believed to know about the skeleton, he took it upon himself to break the silence. Not sure if out of boredom or out of pure knowledge of your adversary to talk first. So, you were thankful either way. I don't really know when Paps will be back. Well, that's awkward. He's gone. Does that mean I'm going to be with you for some time? Not that I mind. You're like fantastic company, even though technically I'm doing most of the talking. But it's fine. Nobody else minds, right? You guys out there are doing good? You're enjoying this so far? Sorry. I got a lot of banter built up because I haven't done this in a while. Apologize. Could be a minute, could be hours. Who knows? What if he never comes back, Sans, and you and me be alone in here? In a nice, cozy, warm house, alone? I'm giving the fandom ideas. Great. More awkward silence. Bring it on. You thought, hey, you've already embarrassed yourself anyway. Could you really sink any lower? Yes, we can sink even lower. I'm sure we can come up with a rib tickler. Oh gosh, I knew I did a pun. Your answer was, and you knew it very well, that yes you could. So, do you want to wait for him, or because he's so cool, and because he's already seen everything in the movie box? He said we could start without him, but we have to pause if we get to the good bits. He really doesn't want to miss those. I have no idea what the good bits are, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. You doubt that, considering his cynicism to cynicism. Ha! Insert this word here, please, along with translation. Many thanks. It will not appear on the screen. You guys are gonna have to search up how to say that. I know what it is, but I can't seem to say it. Fudge biscuits. Towards movies. But whatever, in the worst case scenario, you could just turn off the TV as soon as you hear the door open. That's always an option. Yeah, the second you hear the door open, then Papyrus will walk in and be like, did I just interrupt something? The TV just suddenly went off when I walked in. And you'd be like, no, nothing at all. Nothing at all. Why, you're like awkwardly on the couch with the other skeleton. You'd be like, Papyrus, it's not what it seems. But on the other hand, you could feel guilty to start the movie already. You could peacefully wait in the uncomfortable silence, could you? Could we really wait in the awkward silence? I know, I have a feeling if we wait in the awkward silence, it's just getting more awkward or something else is going to happen. But if we watch the movie, then there's going to be a scene that might be awkward and that'll cause them to interact or something. Oh, this is so exciting. Sorry. Oh, okay, well, I'm gonna save because I feel like this is an important option. Like, if we wait for Papyrus or not. Okay, so, return. Okay, do we wait for Papyrus to start the movie? Papyrus said he doesn't mind if we start the movie, but we have to stop the parts he does wrong. Okay, since it's the first option, we're gonna wait for Papyrus and see what happens between these two. Again, there is 10 endings in total. God, I'm enjoying this. Wait for Papyrus. You're right. There's no movie night without my bro. His comments are half of the fun, after all. You couldn't agree more. Listening to Papyrus yelling at the screen was most of the time more entertaining than the movie itself. That is so true. So, oops. Let's see. History. Here we go. So, let's wait then. He makes himself comfortable, pillowing his skull with his hands, being made of hard bones. Their level of comfiness was left unknown, and closes his eyes, choosing to patiently wait for time to pass rather than trying to kill it. Sans! At least help me find something to do. Don't just fudge biscuit, Sans! Oh, that was just great. You stuck on the couch with a sleepy skeleton, unable to do anything because it's not your house. And what the hell are you supposed to do while he's sleeping? Well, if he's sleeping, technically you could do whatever you want. But the thing is, are you going to behave or are you just going to misbehave? Actually, what are you supposed to do if he isn't asleep? There was an indefinite indefinite, I'm so sorry, amount of time to wait ahead of you, where both everything and absolutely nothing could happen, and both options scare you to death. Well then, tickle him! I don't know, tell jokes! Get him off the couch, get him to actually do something with you. Ask him questions, something, ask him for a story. I don't know. See how far you can take it and make him uncomfortable or something. What were the two of you supposed to do? A staring contest? You're both alone. Really, a staring contest? He totally win. Then again, he can close his eyes, but he doesn't necessarily, you know, blink, so then he'd still win. He'd still win. He didn't have eyes that need to blink, so what was even the point of doing a staring contest? Exactly. Why don't you think things through beforehand, like a normal, functioning human being? Who said I was normal? How rude. I'm not normal. I'm unique. I'm a twinkle. I never think things properly through. What do you do? Oh, I don't like that. Okay, engage in a certain content. It's not gonna work. He's just gonna get uncomfortable. See what's on TV, ask him about his job. Well, if he's sleeping and you turn on the TV, you're gonna technically wake him up. Staring at him is gonna make him uncomfortable, so ask him about his job. Wake him up. Might as well keep you both awake. What's fun and entertaining conversation starter? You are very proud of yourself, aren't you? No, not really. Everything alright, I suppose. I mean, all my 12 jobs keep me pretty busy, but it's not like I'm not used to it. On the other hand, I can slack pretty much whenever I want, being a part-time job. It's not like they can pay me any less. That's a very good point, but you should still do your job, Sans. Besides, I would never leave my hot dog stand. Could live there if I wanted to. Seriously, best place to sleep, eat, and sometimes make money. Everything the skeleton could ever desire. I guarantee Papyrus would disagree with you. He'd be like, Sans, that is not perfect for skeletons. You need a roof over your head. You need a decent job. Like a continuous job or something, you know. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just literally using Papyrus for this and I didn't even think it through. Never mind. You'll often ask him to bring you one of his hot dogs next time you two meet. Sure. We have hot cats and just for a limited amount of time, hot bats. You blink in confusion, unsure if you're hallucinating or dreaming the sentence. That's an original. It could be as big as a baseball bat or as small as an actual bat. What you get is purely casual. Clients don't seem too keen with the idea, but what can I do? As long as they buy it, they can think whatever they want. There's something better you could do, or is there any other... Isn't there something better you could do? I don't know! Staring at a screen is not gonna work! Are there any other innovative products you'd like to share? Am I really gonna go down the job right where I just talk continuously about his job? Isn't there anything better you could do? Yeah, we'll ask him if there's anything better he could do. Is there anything he would want to do? Well, everybody keeps telling me to put those diplomas to use. You have diplomas? Hold up. San has diploma. I know, right? With an S? He has more than one? Well, he is intelligent. We know this for a fact. Our skeleton's extremely intelligent. He seems to notice your surprise. Not sure what led him onto it. Your confused blinks or your monotone wah? Probably that wah? That would definitely do it. You know, in the underground, there wasn't really much to do, and I have a lot of time on my hands. You and me both, Sans. You and me both. I'm not even sure the stuff I graduated in are worth something on the surface. Human seems more interested in science instead of magic. Hello? If we could use magic, science wouldn't be a thing. Well, it depends really. Technically we do have magic, but it really depends on which magic he's talking about. I mean, like, magicians and stuff, their magic is a bit more different than Sans' magic of, you know, I hold your soul, you can't move, and summoning a giant gaster blaster of death. So, yeah. Which are kind of the same thing anyway. Dang, you wish you knew magic. You could do all sorts of amazing things. Fly instead of walking, materialize cooked food, picking up the remote without needing to get up. That's all you could think of. Still, it really could use some magic in your opinion. From what I got, I could do some easy level science job, but being in the lab all day wearing an ugly version of a trench coat was never my cup of tea. Did you just confirm for me that as well that you did work in the lab? Because technically that is canon. Sure, it could pay the bills, but whatever. Gotta do what you love, right? He's got a point. He has a point. I can't argue. He's doing the job he loves, so that's fair point, but also because he gets to sleep more. Or what you can tolerate more. Either way, works just fine. Always works for me. Been a good strategy since the underground. Did a little of everything there too. Sold hot dogs, worked in shops, watched out for newcomers. That was my favorite. I was basically paid to sleep in the woods. Yeah, we know. Just like selling hot dogs without hot dogs. You questioned his hot dog selling methods. With good reason. Well, my methods never failed me up until now. Apparently humans don't like to buy stuff from sleeping salesmen. And I thought life up here would have been easier. But you got tax and a bunch of laws to follow here. We don't have those in the underground, that's for sure. How did they survive all cramped in that hole together? Did they have borderline unofficial rules? They just agreed to not damage each other and not surprisingly worked? They were just very civilized. You can't help but think how humans can only see society like an utopia and reasonably dream. An unreasonable... God, I'm fumbling words today. For the first time you realize how different your lives had been up until now. They weren't just underground, they were on a completely different plane of existence for what matters. They haven't had contact with the outside world in millenniums. That had mattered something in how they lived, right? Well, they looked a lot like us. I mean, at least they didn't have politics like we do. And presidents and stuff. But they did have Asgard, and he liked to name things very simply. Yes. Gonna stop now. All those years of not acknowledging one another surely brought the two species a different paths. Well, yes it did. It did greatly bring them to different paths, you know. Genocide are out and, you know, pacifists are out and stuff. Worry not though. Worry not now. Those things are now in the past. Nothing to worry about. It's weird how people still have to address this. No one really questioned them, but they kind of popped out of nowhere and that was it. No cultural exchanges, no books or movies about the epic tale. Everyone just shrugged it off at some point. Well, yeah, they're just like, it's a skeleton. It's a monster. It's probably movie effects. They did that better in Hollywood. Guarantee somebody just goes to Papyrus and like, nice costume. And he's like, Sans, am I wearing a costume? Right now, I mean, I know that I'm wearing my body armor, my battle armor, but still. Papyrus, I think they're talking about us as skeletons. This is supposed to be a costume. Sans, help us out. And then, of course, they discover Halloween. Papyrus is like, Sans, did you know? There's a holiday to celebrate us. It's called Halloween. Papyrus, that is actually tradition meant for kids to dress up in these outfits to scare away the monsters. Because apparently the monsters are around during that time, I think. I can't remember fully the story. Sans, it's a holiday to celebrate us. Come on, we must go out there and trick or treat. Bring the TP. Like, toilet paper? Papyrus, please don't. Yes, I will, and Joy's already started. But she's supposed to do trick or treat. We are? Oh dear. I think we missed a step. Anyway. Can you tell me more about the underground? What do you expect the service to be like? Ooh, tell me more about the, do I wanna like bring it back to that, or do you want to like, service to be like? Ooh. Well, it's interesting to see like what I expected the service to be like, you know? What do you expect it to be like? I mean, it's not like we were completely clueless. We had some information about it. Where do you think all your filthy trash ends up to? Oopsie. Busted! We got busted! He knows where the trash came from. You could only imagine how much knowledge they could retrieve from from crash cars, dirty old dolls, empty gums, and all the junk that ends up in a rubbish dump. Yeah, it was as useful as it sounds. Told us more about humans than the service itself, and even like that, there's just as much stuff you can know by garbage alone. A questionable amount of stuff. Oh dear, I worry what else he found. Please don't tell me. Lots of trashy magazines, comics with googly eyes. They should consider themselves lucky. You've seen worse in public bathrooms. But thank Asgard that wasn't our only source. Ever heard about spiders? Oh, some Muffet spiders went up to the surface. Oh yeah, because spiders exist alongside us. So they probably travel information back, yeah. You nod. Of course you heard about spiders. What kind of a question was that? The stupid things like to camp on the corners of your room. Not that they bother you so much. They could stay up in their little corners all they want if they respected the contract. Just like, don't you move from there. And it's like, all right, I'll stay in my corner. Hey, humans, so mean. No, Sandy, you don't want to go up there. Humans are like super duper mean. Look at a freaking broom or a roll of newspaper and they just try to squash you. Spiders are so misunderstood. Gets a little handkerchief and Sandy's like, it's okay, buddy, it's okay. You've gone through enough. They eat your flies. They could stay in the corner. They tried to go on a venture to the bookshelf. No. They had to have been warned. You couldn't risk them wandering around at night. Our secret agents. Meaning we have murdered several secret agents of the underground. Fantastic. We now have confirmation. We have murdered secret agents. Oh dear. Excuse you? They were tiny enough to be ignored by the barrier. Every now and then, they would walk back in for a news report. Great, we're being spied on by arachnids. It wasn't very useful as many of the little guys wouldn't make it past a week, but they were trying. Okay, now you feel bad. You wouldn't even kill another spider ever again in your life. From now on, you'll have to do that much more work of bringing them out with a piece of paper. It'll be tiring, but you're willing to make the sacrifice because you can't go murdering any more of their spies. Who knows, maybe they'll catch more flies if you ask them nicely. So, we only had left a handful of tales going around since the war days. A lot were slurred by the time. Most talks about fish and human hybrids. But most described grass and trees, seas and the sun, of course. At first, a big, giant ball of gas floating in the void above us wasn't really appealing to some, but eventually they got the idea. Wait, what about human hybrids? We arrived at a point where we knew enough about the surface to study the stars, but we knew jack shit about humans. The garbage only told us that much, and that much wasn't enough for even reliable most of the time. But whatever, the thought of an open space without a fake sky above your head was enough for me to want to leave the damn place. Don't get me wrong, it was fine, a nice tempered weather, but you couldn't see the stars from there. So now that you know about humans, humans are freaking weirdos. Hey! Never in your life you heard a statement more true. You guys like to watch people fold a giant paper. In your defense, that episode of Mythbusters was extremely interesting. Who never wondered what the true limit of paper folding? Are there really much close-minded people that never pose themselves this problem? Can I point out, I watched that episode. It was really good. I love Mythbusters. I'm gonna say that as a fact on record. I have watched Mythbusters and I love that show. I was so sad when they ended it. There's so much interesting stuff in it. Gosh, I could do episodes on that, but still. Staying on topic here. Those guys got paid to fold paper and blow some stuff up, but it was still awesome, Sans. Hey, that's your dream job. If someone offered to pay you to fold some paper and blow some stuff up, you'd accept it before finish writing the contract. Agreed. At the mention of explosions, you're already out the door blowing up the manager's car. I don't know, man, humans do a lot of shady stuff. Jumping from buildings, jumping from planes, jumping from hot air balloons. Lots of jumping, actually. Like, that's weird. I don't get that. You're so fragile, yet you go out doing all these crazy stuff. I've never seen anything more determined to stay alive, yet sometimes looks like the closer you are to almost death, the better. Yeah, you suppose that is weird, isn't it? You honestly don't even know how you survived as long as you have. You tell Sans about the time you touched the stove to see if it was hot. It was. Dear Asgard, see? You guys are nuts. But the shadiest stuff happens in supermarkets. That's like the best place to find weirdos. When I'm bored, I just go see what my buddy is at the supermarket up to. Like, there was this girl buying milk once, and we immediately had a deep connection or something because we were both wearing slippers. And she stares me dead in the eye socket for a couple of seconds, gives me a thumbs up, and opens the gallon of milk, still staring at me. She sniffs it or something and then goes, nice, and leaves buying only the gallon of milk. Never saw her again. Damn, that's a shame. You'd love to meet this psychopath. She sounds like a mirror, precisely your kind of psychopath. I know, right? She looks like a lot of fun. That wasn't even funny. Stop it, why are you smiling? But yeah, supermarkets are wild. Oh, you know alright. Not to brag, but you had your fair share of weird encounters, some of which you'd rather forget, but at least they make for a decent story to tell at parties. Okay, tell about the biscuits? Tell about the bread? Okay, let's tell about the biscuits. Please do. Okay, so you were at the supermarket, minding your own business, buying some junk food. And at some point, this very, very big bearded dude comes in the junk food aisle section. You remember thinking he was in college because he had some stacks of frozen pieces in the basket and bad bags, bags under his eyes. Anyway, he looked very carefully at the biscuit section, scanning several different packages. You weren't even paying attention to him anymore when you heard a loud smack. So you turn around and see a packet of biscuits on the ground, exploded open on the ground, and this dude with a hand like he was still holding it looks very disappointed, like that's not the first time that happened. Oh, bless. That confirms that yes, he did go to college. He tried to pick it up and shove it back in the shelves, but not before taking a cookie from the broken bag. He then looked at you and noticed you saw what he did, and then he tried to murder you. He didn't try to murder you, but he tried to buy your silence, offering you a cookie from the same bloody bag. That's even better. You accepted? You did. That's amazing. This man is my hero. A real treat, if you ask me. Oh God, no. You're not doing this. Don't you try to hide. I know this is your jam. No, it wasn't. You weren't trying at all costs to keep your mouth shut and not laugh. Nope. Nuh-uh. Even if you cover your mouth, I can still see that smile, sugar. Sure, sounds great. Not only you have to try not to laugh, but also not blush. You're really walking on the edge with how much laughter someone could contain inside them. You're really at your limit with this. Let me hear that sweet laugh. And there you go. Part of your horrible sense of humor. Seriously, that was not even that funny. Part for covering your embarrassment, you exploded. You gingerly laughed, soon accompanied by Sans low chuckle. High from the too much breathing, too much fast, you decide it's a good idea to throw a pillow at him. He avoided it with sniper-like precision. God darn it! Something wrong, Cupcake? Do you want to know what? Who can play at that game? Don't you dare do not talk to me. Don't you dare do not talk with me. do not talk with me anymore, Sans. Both of us can do puns, and I can do just as good as you. If not better. What? I knew I liked you for a good reason. That came out wrong. He's panicking. He's panicking. Good lord, you are too. Oh my god, my favorite word. Live for love. This is like the best. It said good lord. That's my word. Did you even mean it? Did he even mean it that way? Of course he didn't. How stupid you would think that. So then why is he told looks like he did? What the heck is one supposed to do after receiving an accidental confession? Ooh! Did I get confessed to? You bring your hand to your cheeks to ground yourself, and they are burning. You don't even want to imagine how stupid you look, and you weren't even the one who confessed. He should be dying of embarrassment, not you. To his defense, he was also puddle of nerve bones. But still, you need to work on your poker face. I didn't mean to. Well, maybe I did mean, but I didn't mean to break it to you like that. I didn't mean to break it to you at all, actually. Oh boy. I ruined everything, didn't I? I'm sorry. That was stupid of me to say. I'm just very confused. I guess. I don't know. I never felt like this before. Feels weird. I'm all over the place. Don't exactly know what to do with it. You think you know what to do with it? Wow! No one can say I don't do the option with the most enthusiasm. Might as well. Papyrus isn't home, and how often do you get a chance to do it? Right? So let's just go for a smooch, why not? Just get straight to it. Don't have to wait for a date, just go for the smooch. The smooch? In that mess, that is your brain. Definitely chanting, overlapping, and out loud to each other. You can clearly distinguish a wild smooch, 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 and a less organized and panicked why? Well, whatever, he confessed. He likes you and you like him back. What's holding you back to just smooch the heck out of each other? That sounds fun, but you see, bud, I don't have lips, so dang, you always forget the lips thing. It won't stop you next time, but yeah, that might have been too much for someone who just accidentally confessed his feelings. You suggest a date instead. Yeah, that I can do. I love it. I'd love to go on a date with you. Papyrus, no! Why? Every time there's a smooch, or there's a romantic scene, or there's just something when it's getting good. Poppy, why? You and Sans share confused looks with each other. Did someone say? Oh no. Date! Papyrus, no. Papyrus, yes! He swings his plastic bag from the supermarket like they were nunchucks. Oh boy. The bags are thrown approximately in the direction to the kitchen. It is a strange and for you fortunate coincidence that I, the great Papyrus, an expert of the dating practice, and of course being your brother, is my responsibility to make sure your first date goes as smoothly as butter. Papyrus, please. But is butter truly the smoothest ingredient? Sans looks at you and you can see in his panicked eyes the silent plea for you to do something. But you really don't know if you want to do something. Or maybe is oil the most important liquid to be the smoothest? Baby? I don't know. Do you know, Sans? I don't know. You sighed, nah, this is completely fine. I could get used to it anyway. Not mention he clearly knows now. But as I was saying, don't panic because I, the great Papyrus, am here. taught me everything I know. He completely ignores Sans. That is probably in the middle of a heart attack or whatever it is skeletons have instead of hearts, and toasts you. Human, I love you, and I consider you one of the greatest people I know. That is why I'm so happy you'll go on a date with one of the most greatest people I know. Other people that I know, you know that I know so many great people. That's my brother, if you were wondering. About time he asked you out. I told him many times not to wait for you just to throw him a bone. Oh, he knew? Papyrus knew. Papyrus knew, Sans, and you didn't tell me. I'm surprised Papyrus hasn't told me. But Papyrus knew? Then why was I worried about him catching me if he knew the whole time? But I still need to test your dating abilities. Oh no. Sans, if you may leave us alone. No prob. No, Sans, he's really gonna leave you like that? Oh, yep, he is. Have fun, buddy. Apparently. Okay, human, this is probably the most important test you've ever taken. So pay close attention because it will crucially determine the outcome of your date with my brother. Are you ready? Yes. Good. The test is this question. Will you make Sans happy? Yes. Well, that's enough for me. You are officially a good match for my brother. Congratulations! Well, that was awfully easy. You were starting to get excited. Being a knight, fighting for the love of the damsel didn't sound too bad for a moment. Oh? Well, you suppose this is fine too. Actually, I just wanted to talk to you alone, without Sans per se. See, he's never been the most extroverted skeleton I know. Let's see. That's a description more fitting to me, of course. But anyway, at some point he started to grow more distant. And kind of sad, and I was very sad as well for him. And even my best encouragements weren't enough to encourage him. But now he has you. Since he started to hang out with you, he acted and looked a lot more happier than usual. That's why I know you'd be a great date for him. I'm not really sure what's the cause of this, though. I have some theories. Nevertheless, the real reason why I wanted to talk to you was to thank you for being friends with my magnificent brother, in spite of his questionable habits. And of course, thank you for being my friend too. You don't really know what to say. Your heart feels like it's gonna explode with rainbows. Oh, no, you don't have to say nothing, human. Every word of yours, for how much heartfelt may be, would simply crumble in front of my stupendous oratory abilities. Now, let's call Sans back in, shall we? We have a movie night that must go on. Despite the name, you didn't see any movie that night. Papyrus spent the entire evening planning your date at the expense of a very embarrassed, very inexperienced Sans. Oh my god, he's got a cardboard! That's adorable! He literally put everything up on the board and is telling Sans how to do his date. Oh, that's just freaking cute. Not that Papyrus himself was experienced, but as he said, human experts in marriage don't have to go through several marriages to be considered experts, so I don't understand why I need to go on more than one date. And honestly, that made more sense than you'd expected from something said by Papyrus at 3 a.m. Because yes, he kept talking and planning till late at night. You had nothing to complain about. You had absolute blast, and at some point even invested just as much as Papyrus in your date planning. Which is something weird to say, considering the date was in fact your own and not Papyrus's. But anyway, what's important is that you had fun. Ah. Sans trying to get away. Sans eventually passed out, and you followed shortly after. Papyrus, you're not sure. Might have stayed awake all night planning, as far as you know. You woke up the morning after on the same couch with a post-it on your forehead. It read, date start. ending. Did someone say date? Okay, so that was one of the endings for movie night. Again, a huge thank you to LiveForLove136 for actually creating this game and posting it up where you guys can go right now and play it. And it is available not just for Windows users, but also for Mac users. The Mac one was recently released. You guys can go and try it out as well. Remember, 10 endings in total. Now, for all those out there, if you enjoyed this playthrough and want to see more of this game, then be sure to click the like button. Let's try and get about 20 likes, and that way then, you know, I'll definitely know you guys want to see more of this. Also, if you want to keep up to date to when I am uploading, make sure the bell icon's got the lines either side, and be sure to leave a little comment down below. Did you guys enjoy this? Did you find it interesting? You've got any recommendations of what games you want me to play? And on top of that, again, there will be a link down below in the description, not in the comment section, in the description, to the actual place you can download the game from LiveForLove136. Thank you again for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and I am happy to be back. Not to mention I just got myself a date, so I'm going to go off and hopefully get that date underway. Bye bye for now. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching.